Good day. I'd like to introduce you all to Lee. And Lee is a client of mine. We've been working together for just about 3 months now. And I wanted to share a little bit about our experience in our, Pet Industry Pros program. So Lee, if you could give me a little bit of a quick summary of, what you do with your business, where it's located, that kind of thing.
All right. Well, I have one business, two locations, one in Swift Current, one in Medicine Hat. Ultimate goal is to get to Medicine Hat, um, like full time.
Hmm.
Um, I've only have one employee, which is my daughter, and we're going to be doing this as a team type thing. And we want to. We were even thinking about having Wizard of Paws and Wizard of Claws, so she could be like focus on cats and
Okay.
yeah. So
So
we're
grooming, right? You guys are
grooming.
in the
Yes, we're
grooming industry.
just grooming. We don't do anything but grooming. We don't have daycare facility or anything like that.
So essentially you are, kind of your first building is in Swift Current, and then you've expanded to Medicine Hat. And how long have you been in Medicine Hat now for?
A year. It was a year in June that
Okay.
I started. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So if you could tell me a little bit about what your schedule was looking like when you first began, working in both locations, 3 months ago with me.
Okay. Well, I found like Swift Current because I've been doing this for 13 years, and in Swift Current,
Right.
I like my name is known there, so I had no problem. Like I would have people call me and say, "Hey, do you want a spot in our magazine or whatever, like for advertising?" I'm like, I don't need it. I don't need advertising because I was well known there. Then I came to the Hat where there's a lot more groomers. Um, and I found it was just a lot more slow going because people didn't know me here.
Right.
Even though my daughter, she works at a vet, so that helped a lot, getting clients that way and her friends and all that such. But it just seemed a lot more slow going, and the stuff that I was doing just wasn't working anymore. Like, you know, if I get so many likes on my page, a free groom, or something like that. But it was hard to bring out Medicine Hat and leave Swift Current out. So I'd post something, but it was meant for the Hat people.
Right.
But then Swift Current would want to be involved, and I felt, well, no, you guys aren't. My most loyal clients, no, you're not allowed to be in this contest. So I'm like, no, that I can't do that either. And
So
so
how
after
many like how many clients do you think, 3 months ago you were working with in Medicine Hat a week?
a week, oh, like it was down, like it was even like five or six. Like I was just coming up on the weekends, working Saturday
Okay.
and Fridays maybe.
Okay.
Alex,
Yeah.
yeah, she was working full time at the vet, so I wanted to work on the Saturdays with her. And then we decided, I think April it was, before I even started with you, that she was going to be
Hmm.
helping me in Swift Current just to get some more
Experience.
experience because it wasn't going fast enough here to get the experience that she wanted so that she could go part time at the vet.
Right. So then with that, you were wanting to expand Medicine Hat faster than just simply by referrals and
Yep.
networking, because I mean, that's obviously great, but sometimes it can be too slow of growth if you really want to transition from one location to another or
Mm-hmm.
expand a new location. So then at that point, that's where you were. So then you started kind of looking at some options for, getting some assistance. Is that
Yeah, no,
fair?
and I think I was talking to someone that I know, and she had mentioned you, and I think I went on. She had talked to you, and then I went on your page or something, and so I was looking, and for some reason, then your stuff kept popping up on my page. So the one question you asked was if I could help you increase your business, like I don't know, like
Probably get 10 to 15 more clients per
yeah,
month.
it was a client plus extra like income.
Money.
Like, yeah, no, so I said yes. And then you messaged me and boom, 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 here we are.
Yeah, for sure. So then, since you've been in the program for 3 months, like where do you feel like you guys are right now in sorry, Medicine Hat for client base? how many clients are you guys serving per week now, would you say?
Oh, I would say close to like 15, 20, like on the
Okay,
average. Sometimes it's more than that, depends on whether I'm here or not. If Alex is here by herself, it's a little bit less, and we schedule it that way. So she's coming less to Swift Current now, and she's actually just here at the shop. So when I'm working in Swift
right.
Current, she's working here. So that's what our ultimate goal was in the beginning.
Mhm.
Um, but like my ultimate goal obviously is to be here too full time and get out west faster. But yeah, like she's been doing it a couple weeks on her own. We've decided that she'll come back to Swift Current like once every 2 to 3 weeks,
Right.
for the day. And but other than that, like today we have, I think, 8 clients. Tomorrow we have 7.
Mhm.
Like it's
In a day versus per week?
yeah, yeah,
Right.
exactly. And
So
it and
effectively, like in a month, you might have averaged around 20 to 25 in Medicine Hat.
and that's I needed 25 clients. I figured out I needed 25 clients to pay for the lease payment on the
Right.
shop.
Per
And there
month.
was one month I had 25 on the nose, and I'm like, ugh. And that was before I started with you. And
Right.
but now it's like, yeah, definitely we're doing at least, 20, 25 a week. It seems like now. Like
Right. So, anywhere from about 20 to 25 per month to approximately
I would say like probably close
80.
to, yeah, like I would say 20. So yeah, about 80 clients a month.
Right. So effectively nearly quadrupling that in the last 3 months, which is significant. Like, great job. You guys are obviously doing a wonderful service and people are sharing it really quickly. So, that's a huge props to you guys too. But also I'm glad that you jumped into the program. We were able to assist you with some of that too. So the next thing I would ask you is, like, were there any unexpected kind of results that you found, or bonuses of participating in the course that you can think of?
With the like interactive posts that we've been doing, like that I've been doing, I was amazed on the comment section. Like it was just like I've never had, not even on my personal page, you'd have that many comments with good
Right.
news or stuff. But yeah, I've been all those that has been increased a lot. And I've also found that what was surprising about it was I was starting to actually get to know my clients and their dogs
Oh
at
yeah.
home, and I thought that was cool. Like um just seeing how the dogs their cats are at home and what they're like. And I'm like, so I'm learning about their personalities when they're not at the shop, because sometimes when they come to the shop they're all like nervous, scared, but
Right. Well, yeah, and some of so they're called like engagement style posts where
yes,
you're
yeah,
engaging with
yeah,
your audience and the community, and that allowed for you to connect on a deper level, without necessarily having to be in these people's homes, and a lot more efficiently, but then also your community and audience connect more with you.
yeah,
So you got to understand everyone a little bit better and connect. So that's awesome. Anything else that comes to mind? It's okay if not.
yeah. I did have something and it slipped my mind. It just like flew away.
It might come back later, but
Yeah,
no
I might,
worries.
but
No, so that's awesome. So then the other benefit is too, is like, we're going to continue a little bit longer moving forward because you've obviously been enjoying the results that you've got, and I'm excited to have you with us too. I'd be curious if there is any, feedback you might be able to provide if someone who might be on the fence of like, you know what, I want more clients, I want to make more money every month, but I'm not sure if this is right for me, and that might be on the fence about it. Would you have any feedback to possibly give someone that is kind of stuck in between wanting more, but in the kind of doing the same types of things?
I would say, like, for me, like, you have had me do things that were totally out of my comfort zone. And I'm one that, you post something and you're like, oh, ooh, I just found someone's gonna find this stupid or silly or whatever. And but I haven't found that at all. Like, advice I'd give is like do it. Like, get out of your comfort zone, do stuff that's hard, because that's what brings, the
Different results.
different results. Like, you can't continue doing the same thing and expect different results. And we haven't been doing the same thing. Like, she's a lot better than I am with being vocal and forward and saying, she'll see a dog like, hey, do you have a groomer? And
Yeah.
I don't ever do that. I'm like, that's like, I don't want to step on anyone's toes. But she's
Right.
like, and we've gotten clients because of that.
Hmm.
So, for her, it's easier.
Sure.
uh, but I'm learning a little bit from her from that perspective, and being a little bit more bold, because the worst thing that someone can say is like, yeah, I do. I said, okay,
Sure.
well, if it doesn't work out, you know where to find us, type thing.
Yeah, for sure. And that's a good distinction, that, hoping that you're going to get to where you want to get to with sales or profit or number of clients you're serving by doing the same things is statistically improbable. But
Yeah.
if you get out of your own way and, somewhat face the fears of getting out of your comfort zone, it, like, the things actually work very well as long as you just do them. So it's been something that I've done many times, where I will intentionally get out of my comfort zone because I know it's going to provide me growth that I want, even though it feels a little bit awkward at first, but then it feels normal. Like
Yeah.
how, like at first it's awkward, but now you're like, I'll post whatever and it's going to be fine. And no one's going to act weird or comment things that are nasty. And then I get a whole bunch of engagement and people raising their hands to me being like, hey, I heard you do grooming. You're like, well, actually I do. Huh? And then you
Yeah.
can, assist them with their needs when needed. So anyways, so that's perfect. I mean, I appreciate you taking the time jumping on here with me. Was there anything else that you wanted to add before we wrap it up for the day?
No, I think it's going great, and the meetings help. Like, the just even when I'm just on there listening for the whole time, like I listen like it's my Dave Ramsey podcast or my
Right.
my murder podcast. I just listen, and then something that's said, I'll like, because most of them are more than just groomers or don't even groom. Like, I just kind of, okay, well, I could do that, but I'll just have to change it this way, or
Yeah. You apply the lessons to your particular business
yeah.
when you're hearing about, guidance or insights or suggestions for other pet care businesses.
And everyone in the group is great with helping. Like, you have a question and everyone's jumping on and giving ideas and their opinion or whatever.
Well, it's really a great community that we've been able to create together, is a supportive community where, normally you're not going to necessarily be chatting that much with potential competition. But in this format and just with some of the space that's between us, even some of us are very close logistically. We're a lot more collaborative than competitive, which just actually boosts us all up. So we'll refer people back and forth and, really fill in the gaps. And it's just so much more cohesive. And honestly, most people don't recognize it till they're in a group that is like that it can be a bit lonely as an entrepreneur and a business owner, because you don't really have anyone to talk to or that understands what you're actually going through. You might have a spouse or a family member like, hey, you should just do this with your business. And they're like, well, you don't own a business. And I appreciate your feedback. But like, people just don't get it right until they're in the industry. And then you're like, I'm not alone. And
Yeah.
these people have been through it too, which also inspires and gives hope and stuff like that. So,
Yeah, I find that Alex even, she's starting to realize what I used to, you know, complain about. I mean, not complain, but have issues
sure.
with. And she didn't understand. She's starting to understand. She goes, okay,
Right.
I get why that's annoying, or
Where you start looking through a different lens when you're living it
yeah,
versus when you're viewing it from the outside.
yeah.
So that's super important. Well, awesome. I appreciate the time you took with me today. And I look forward to continuing watching your growth and expansion and crushing it. So keep up the great
Awesome.
work.
Thanks.
Okay. Thanks for your time.
Yep. Bye bye.
Bye.